After handling both these watches, it may seem that I'm biased towards the Omega, because I do believe in fact that this is the better watch. However, keep this in mind before coming to that conclusion. I own the Submariner. The Seamaster doesn't even belong to me. So hopefully that cleared the air. Alright guys, let's move on with the comparison. There's been major changes with both these models over the years. In the 2019 Seamaster, it had a complete makeover from the dial to the movement, and everything pretty much changed in some way. The Submariner, on the other hand, has been the same since the update back in 2012. It's important to note that the Seamaster I have in this comparison is a special release with the mixture of grade 5 titanium and ceramic. The last thing I need to note is this Seamaster is 43.5mm, so I won't be emphasizing on the size and materials used to keep things fair in this comparison. However, with all that being said, I will have a full review of this Seamaster. As usual, add your questions down below so I can answer one of them in that video. Also, keep that notification button on so you don't miss it. Now, allow me to start off with the aesthetics first. The biggest thing that divides us all has got to be the helium escape valve at the 11 o'clock, or lack of crown in the Submariner's case. I get the appeal of not having the crown at 11, however, if I'm being honest, it is part of the Seamaster DNA. Taking that crown away is like moving the crown on the Submariner to the 4 o'clock position. It essentially loses its charm in my honest opinion. Now, I do understand that the first Seamaster introduced in 1948 did not have the crown at 11 o'clock, but technically that was not a dive watch. Also, this Seamaster is a tribute to the 1993 model. Now, the last point I wanted to make in regards to the crown is that there's already dive watches in the Seamaster line without the crown, such as the Seamaster 300 or the Aquaterra line. So we aren't out of luck, and personally I don't think it would make sense to remove it, whether we like it or not. Now, with all that being said, I do like the cleaner look of the Submariner without the helium escape valve. And the helium escape valve is not needed for the vast majority anyway. It's more of a gimmick, but a functional one that will assist divers that may use it. We all know most divers will be using computers anyway. But just taking a look at the Submariner, I do get it. The cleaner look of the other side of the crown does look a lot better. However, it is part of the DNA of the Seamaster, that's why I think they shouldn't remove it. Now, the second thing we notice is the hands. The Submariner has the Mercedes hands, which is one of my favorite hands alongside a sword hand or pencil hands. And the Seamaster kept the skeleton hands, which isn't my favorite. I would have preferred them to keep the same shape but not skeletonize it. It kinda looks a little bit tacky to me personally. The coolest thing about the new Seamaster is the return of the wave dial. However, this time it's even better than previous versions. Both watches have ceramic dials. The Seamaster has a laser cut dial, which quite frankly looks extremely cool, while the Submariner has a simple finish, giving it a classier look. The Seamaster utilizes white enamel, while the Submariner uses platinum engravings and white gold. I personally enjoy the color of platinum engravings. That said, the use of white enamel is not only extremely durable, but also makes the dial really pop on the wrist, making the watch's presence very apparent. Now, the Omega has a double-domed anti-reflective coating to really show off that dial and make it virtually look like the crystal isn't even there, while Rolex refuses to use anti-reflective treatment for some stupid reason, restricting us from fully enjoying that dial. Not to mention, anti-reflective not only looks good, but also helps with legibility. The final comparison we're going to be making about the aesthetics, before we move on to the technical comparison, is the bezel font. The Submariner has a very simple, classy look, while the Seamaster has a more modern, dare to say younger font, which really stands out. Now, the color on the Seamaster, it has kind of a white enamel look to it, whereas the platinum engraving looks grayish, which personally I like the platinum engravings more, but that's just personal taste. Now, allow me to get a little bit technical. The Rolex in this case doesn't have a date, and it has the 3130 movement, while the Seamaster utilizes the new and improved in-house 8800. Here is where the Seamaster really shows off, in my opinion. The 8800 has a twin mainspring barrel, which aids the watch to maintain accuracy all the way to the end of the power reserve, while the 3130 uses a single mainspring barrel, which starts to lose accuracy by the end of the power reserve. Now, the 8800 is anti-magnetic, Meta certified. Meta's tested 15,000 Gauss, while Omega tested up to 60,000 Gauss, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now Rolex in this case has been really secretive about the matter, but it's been rumored that this watch has an estimate anywhere from 1500 to 1800 Gauss. Safe to say, when it comes to anti-magnetic properties, Omega wins by miles. Now of course, when we're talking about Omega, we have to mention the Coaxial Escapement. The Coaxial Escapement was developed by George Daniels and Roger Smith, legendary watchmakers, and the Coaxial Escapement achieves longer service intervals and is more durable, while the Swiss lever escapement is durable but not as good as the coaxial. That gives service intervals for the coaxial an estimate of 10 to 15 years, while the 3130 has the standard 5 to 8 years. Though I think it's very important to note that many have had no issues and haven't serviced their Rolexes for 20 years or more, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. However, on paper, that is the estimate. Actually, while we're on the topic of service, I recently took my personal Seamaster to service, and according to the authorized dealer, they have a fixed price of $550, regardless what the problem is on the watch. Rolex prices depends on the problem, which is fair, but gives Omega service advantage. Also, my Seamaster has been in service for about 2 months now, but Omega updates me bi-weekly through email and phone calls. I have yet to service my Submariner, so I won't comment on their service, but I'm sure you guys will chime in the comment section about that topic. Now, due to Omega not needing a solid case back for anti-magnetic purposes, they happily display that beautiful movement with an anti-reflective case back, while the Submariner doesn't and never will. That's fine, because while the Omega does decorate their movements, the 3130 in this case isn't the prettiest movement out there, so I would rather keep it hidden. Now finally, the most important part, you can actually walk into an AD, or in this case Exquisite Timepieces, as they are an authorized dealer of Omega and 40 other brands, and buy a new Seamaster, from regular steel models to this crazy ceramic titanium model. Rolex will only put you in an imaginary waiting list, so you can make your decision there. Now personally, my overall thoughts, I kinda like how the Submariner looks more. It's more versatile, it's more timeless. However, if you're looking for a no fuss, technical, extremely well made dive watch, I would go with the Omega. But personally, I do prefer the cleaner look of the Submariner. But with that being said, I already gave the comparison of all the technical data of why the Seamaster is technically the better watch than the Rolex Submariner. But guys, make sure you check out Exquisite Timepieces. They're an AD for 40 different brands alongside Omega, Grand Seiko, Breguet, Blancpain, and they also have a lot of really cool pre-owned watches. Now when you do go over there, make sure you mention Watch Collecting Strategy, because if you mention the channel, they'll hook you up over there at Exquisite Timepieces. So check out their website. I'll have all their links down in the description below. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear in the comment section below what you prefer. Do you prefer the Omega Seamaster? Do you prefer the Submariner? Let us know in the comment section below. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.